You are dead. How can you make your funeral as unpleasant and embarrassing as possible for everyone else through your will? Instead of in a casket at the front of the church, place my dead body in and amongst the funeral attendees. Roll me down a hill in a giant hamster ball through a hilly obstacle course. There will be a series of holes dug at the bottom of the hill. My family will bet on which hole I land in. The winners split the inheritance. I am buried in the same hole I landed in. Edit. Yes, I've had this idea in my head for years and years. I like the mental image of my lifeless body slamming around in the hamster ball. I'll record a video, so, let me guide your attention to the pot in the middle of the room. Yes, that one. Whoever shits in it first gets my fortune. I get cremated. At the reception afterwards we play a pre-recorded message of me where I say at the end I want to be a part of all of you, so I had my children bake my ashes into the cookies you're all eating. Fake bottom casket. Unlocked after put in place for the wake. That way when they go to move it to the graveyard I fall out the bottom. Have a rabbi, a priest, and a televangelist officiate. Most of the people that would even bother to be at my funeral are Baptist. Everyone at my funeral gets a taser. At some random point during the ceremony a buzzer will sound. When the buzzer sounds the last person standing gets everything in my will. Hire lookalikes to sit in the audience of the funeral LO and get someone dressed as the Grim Reaper to point at someone. If anyone wants to inherit, everyone has to come to the funeral dressed as Donald Duck. Mortician makes it look like I have an erection. Open casket, bottom half only. Extra points for the mortician if they can make it huge. And my collection of sex toys goes to my mom since she always wanted them. Leave directions for your hair and teeth to be made into Victorian-style mourning jewelry. Like a big bling chain with a braid of my hair and a tooth sticking off. Each person would have to wear me before the lawyer reveals my bequest. No dead old lady jewelry, no soup for you. Video will turns on. Hello my beloved family, I died a secret billionaire. I like to live a simple life, and to this end I never told anyone about the wealth I managed to acquire, and I invested it into gold. My dear family, I am about to share this wealth with you all. You see there is a safe. In this safe is a signed deed giving ownership of all my gold to the person who can find the safe's key. Where is this key? I can imagine you are all asking this question to yourself. Gives a slight chuckle. It's in me. I have arranged for private autopsy to take place after my untimely demise. The clinician has been instructed to hide the safe key somewhere within my body. You now have 1 hour to find the key before the funeral home staff as instructed are to cremate my body along a handwritten note from me with directions to the safe. Good luck. First, I want to sit up in the coffin and narrate my own eulogy, making my mouth move to a recording, like Teddy Ruxpin. Then after I'm done, have me wave and say I'll see everybody again real soon, bye now. Then I lay back down and close the lid. Second, as they're turning the crank to seal it, I want them to play Pop Goes the Weasel to make everyone wonder if I'm going to pop out like a jack in the box. Third, I want Dare to Be Stupid to be played on loop on low volume with speakers to be hidden in strategic places so people won't be sure if they heard anything or not unless they stop and listen. Finally, I was originally going to leave orders that I'll be filled with popcorn and cremated. But after doing the research and discovering that it wouldn't work, I decided to do things differently. Popcorn will be served during the reading of the will. At the end, a special effects assisted video of me being cremated while being filled with popcorn will be shown. My original plans of buying a farm and leaving it to Norm Macdonald were ruined by his passing. R.I.P. Norm. Have an open casket and request to be dressed up as a clown. I'm talking red nose and rainbow wig. Make them mourn you with a silly little rubber ducky on your shoulder. What's your solution? No genocides, for humanity, as it is estimated 10 billion humans living on Earth around 2075. Educated and emancipated women, with access to birth control, have less children. If the birth rate is below replacement level, about 2.3 per couple, the problem solves itself. Cooperation. Aren't most developed countries facing a decline in births? To me it seems that if the countries of poorer nations start getting developed, we won't have a population crisis. Maybe that naive and hopeful thinking. Fewer births. The average birth rate in the US and Europe is around 1.6 to 1.5, and you need a birth rate of over 2.1 for the population to grow. Remove all the warning labels. We'll be down to 3 billion in no time at all. Genocide? Ah damn. We don't need any solutions. As nations develop, their birth rates naturally even out. I predict we'll find an equilibrium somewhere, and once the rest of the world catches up technologically, things will stabilize. Raise the living standard for women. Then motherhood becomes an option. So they have fewer children, if any. Agriculture has always grown faster than population. Likely, nobody in your families died of hunger. That was the main cause of death a couple centuries ago. Considering the demographic density of Paris, the entire world could live in an area the size of Texas today. 25% more people barely makes a difference. So just chill, mankind. And take it easy on pollution, would ye? The concept of overpopulation as an existential threat was popularized by Thomas Malthus as a way to justify the genocide against the Irish during the Great Hunger. That's not to say that there wouldn't be benefits from a certain amount of population decrease, but it is not terribly urgent, and it could be accomplished with a robust support for women's rights and healthcare, which tend to correlate with population growth stabilization. You don't need to kill people, you just need to make society run well. Stop wasteful usage where we're shipping fruit across oceans, spending millions of gallons in fuel and millions of man-hours when the fruit can just as easily be grown in country. Integrate local farming through rooftop gardens, vertical farms, sustainable hydroponics. Do away with wasteful agriculture practices like flood irrigation, and for the love of God, get rid of cows. Promote alternative protein sources that are 100 times more efficient and stop propping up the dairy industry. Outlaw golf courses. Fuck golf. Conserve water. Stop urban sprawl, start building smart architecture and infrastructure that allows for effective and efficient use of resources in urban planning. Reinvest in existing sanitation infrastructure and improve it. And to be clear, I'm not advocating whatever Dread-inspired hellscape the Saudis plan to build with slave labor. I'm talking putting people over profit and working together. Y'all just some bloodthirsty motherfuckers. What's the best response to a Christian saying you're going to hell? See you later. A skater boy dropped this one on holy rollers in college, the rest of us thought it was absolutely brilliant. It makes Jesus sad when you say that. Where? Act like you've never heard of it. Concede none of the authority or credibility they are used to having. What do you mean, after I die? How can I go somewhere after I die? I'll be dead. My what? Do you see these souls often, friend? Is one in the room right now? See you there then. Shrug, say okay, and walk away. You not caring riles them up even more. Yeah, well, that's just like, your opinion, man. Judge not, that you be not judged. For with the judgment you pronounce you will be judged, and with the measure you use it will be measured to you. Why do you see the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that is in your own eye? Matthew 7, 1-3. Aren't we all already here? Live a good life. If there are gods and they are just, then they will not care how devout you have been, but will welcome you based on the virtues you have lived by. If there are gods, but unjust, then you should not want to worship them. If there are no gods, then you will be gone, but will have lived a noble life that will live on in the memories of your loved ones. Marcus Aurelius. The Australian thing to say is get fucked, cunt. I thought God is the only judge of our soul? Who are you to take his place? It's better to attack them using their own teachings and beliefs that contradict their statement. According to your God, so are you for doing his job and judging. And you think that's gonna be worse for me than standing here right now and talking to you? How, exactly? If we don't sin, Jesus died for nothing.